Okay, we're gonna be working on this thing again. And not really much working on it. I've uncovered some unfortunate events. So here's the ordeal. Car runs phenomenally. I mean, not really phenomenally. It doesn't. It runs pretty good. But the turbos are blown, man. Both turbos are blown. Now, these turbos have been modified. Everything on the hot side has been modified. Those manifolds, the dump and everything is aftermarket. The turbos are also aftermarket. Well, the housings aren't, but the insides are. Billet compressor wheel and steel turbine wheels. So, I don't know if whoever had this in freaking Australia, I don't know if they just purchased a replacement CHRA, which is the center portion of the turbo. I don't know if they just purchased that on eBay and then just slapped their factory covers on there, but whatever happened, it literally dumps so much oil into the exhaust that it fills this whole garage full of freaking smoke, and it's just terrible. So the thing we have decided to do, my buddy has a Borg-Warner S366 SXE, which I'm not a super great big fan of Borg-Warner, but the SXE versions of them are billet. They're a lot lighter, and they do not have the crazy amount of lag that a lot of the Borgs do. So the basic S366, which is what you see a lot of people running, they have an insane, ungodly amount of lag. Unfortunately, which I really kind of wanted to run these twins, and I kind of wanted to just get it driving and all pretty, and you know, because it's a Supra, just wanted to get it nice and moving, but unfortunately, it is not. Also, before anybody says anything, this was a non-turbo car to begin with. So it does have the 2JZ non-vvti bottom end with a 1JZ head, which is none of this is like it's not exactly stock. It's got ARP head studs and apparently HKS 272 cams. You can see it's got some Spitfire coils. I don't really care about the cams if it does have them. Probably end up putting something else in there, and honestly, I might end up putting a 2JZ vvti head on there, just like what Ricebox has. But it really just depends. I'm not trying to make some ungodly amount of power, just a little measly 650 or something like that. This is literally going to be a slower version of Ricebox. Ricebox is the race car. This is just the turn head breakneck car. Like, I want it to have fun and to cruise around. I'm not trying to race it. I'm not trying to crash a Supra. It's just, I want it for small reasons, and that's it. And that's exactly why I wanted to run these twins, and it just kind of sucks because how gross it is. And you can see on the inside of the wheel, it's very gross and oily. But you can see the wheel itself, they do turn, and they don't actually have any shaft play, which is what is unfortunate. The sound is coming from here. Actually, it's not. Okay, so car is not hot yet. So this stuff is not being burned yet. So once the turbos and everything get super hot, it will start to smoke out the garage. So before we get started with smoking out the garage, let it run for a while here, and you guys will see. Yeah, there you go, see it? Oh yeah, see, it's getting hot now. Yeah, that's terrible. This engine, I do have video of everything, the compression and all that. Everything is like 190 across the board, which is pretty typical for a NAT. You got this the naturally aspirated bottom end, which makes it a 10-to-1 compression. So the higher compression numbers, it makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, these turbos, man, you can see the other one was starting to kick up some stuff. but no turbo is supposed to do this. That is terrible. That's awful. No. So the plan is now to go ahead and do a single turbo conversion. Also, before we get too far into this, I want to say that I'm going to attempt to try to get uploads twice a week again. I used to do that, but now I kind of feel like I should just film every single thing that I do. Just because it's not something I would watch doesn't mean it's not something you guys would watch. So if I were to revert this back to a factory body style, which I would get rid of these side skirts, and as you can see, unfortunately, the side skirt is busted and it is ruined. I'll make a video reverting the Supra back to factory kit, which the bumper's fine, and it would just be the side skirts and then removing valances, so it would just be a side skirt installation, I guess. Okay, so I got one of the turbos off. Well, got them separated. Look how terrible that is. Here's the actual inside of it. That is disgusting. And that is exactly why it's smoking so much. So, yep, I'm gonna pull these all the way off, and we will assess the damage afterwards, the damage I did not cause. It's just as bad. Oh, it's terrible. It is awful. Yep, it's full of oil. It's terrible. All right. They are off, and let's assess the hot sides of these. Let me flip on. Hold on. I've got to flip on my flashlight. Okay, you can see it's nice and oily in there. There's even some still some wet down inside the exhaust from before it burns. And then the other side, same way. This is exactly where all the smoke and stuff was coming from. Because if you look, the exhaust ports don't have any oil residue in there. And on the back sides of the turbos, you can see that they are also disgusting. So, that's the plan. What are we doing tomorrow, Levi?
Mouthful.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Big single turbo Supra.
What?
Yeah, do it. Big single Supra turbo.
Hey.
Big whirly boy on it.
Big whirly. Okay, we're gonna be putting a big single turbo on the Supra tomorrow, so everybody needs to stay tuned for that. Wanted to throw a little update out there. Got the stock twins. They're not even stock. They're billet wheel. They're billet, and they're blown, man.
Between the two
It sucks.
We've had 4 twin turbos and not a single one of them.
Yeah, hurt my thumb. Ouch. So this is gonna be a big old single turbo. We're gonna do a BorgWarner S366 SXE on the Supra. So going right down to the roots, big single turbo Supra. And I just want to get it running and driving. That's all I want. I want to be able to drive it, and I'm not trying to make any power. I just want to be able to drive it. At this very moment, I just want to drive it. God, it's beautiful. Hold on, right there. We got a thumbnail. So, yep, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys are following on this build. Big single turbo. I'm gonna do it immediately tomorrow. So stay tuned for the build. You know, it's not really much of a build, but it's going to be pretty quick single. Yes, I'm talking to everybody on YouTube. Me too or YouTube? Just MeTube. Talking on everyone on MeTube. Okay. Instead of being interrupted. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Very interesting. So, big single turbo. Stay tuned. I'll catch you guys in the next one later. Oh, all right.
Ain't no love like real love, but it goes so fast, all tied up like a